afternoon, everyone. I'm here today to share a few tips on exam preparation. Last week, I did a video in a women's community group, and I got good responses. And I thought I would also do the same in my timeline, and that's why I'm here today to do this. To start with, exam preparation is an art. It is not just reading alone. You should know some art and know skills to present your paper. The person who is going to correct doesn't know any of your strength or the knowledge that you've been acquiring all these years. So the person just judges you and understands you what you put down on the paper. So it's really an art, and one has to really skill upon that. So what I would like to say is, if a child is very intelligent, it doesn't mean that he has to score high or the other way around. Though mark scoring is important, but that doesn't mean that you are a successful person at the end. Uh, Studying for exams and scoring is the foundation that we are laying down, that each one of us has to make our child understand that it's a foundation. If the foundation is being laid strong, then whatever you put on the top and becomes the building blocks and everything, the pillars, everything is going to become very strong and successful over the years. With respect to some tips for studying, I would like to add here. About the children, what we are teaching them every day. Our way of system of education is just black and white in the papers and printers. Though now with the digital media, lots of information have been supplies and materials across videos and audios. I would like to give a short insight about the learning styles. So each child is different. Some child gains lot of knowledge through videos, and some children gets all the knowledge from the classroom itself. If your child learns through the classroom when the teachers is speaking, it means your child is highly auditory. And if a child loves to watch videos and gets her or his concepts learned, it means the child is highly visual. Another part of the child, like the third category, falls as kinesthetic, where the child loves to do activities and does problems and get into the chemistry lab, does all the test tube testing and gets these answers. So this children are kinesthetic, where they would want to see some action and results and get the results done, and they are happy once they see the results. So depending on this child, whether your child is visual or auditory or kinesthetic, you can start teaching them as the exams are progressing. So some of the tips, like if your child is visual, you can see some posters at me at the back. So try to write some formulas and important points and equations in a big chart papers in the children studying room, or where the child often roams around. So this gets automatically posted into your subconscious mind, and without less effort, the child starts learning all the equations and important tips and important problems and whatever the jargons need to be learned. If the child is auditory, suppose if the child struggles to learn a lot, record the answers in the mobile or any form of digital media, like any form of like if you have a recorder, just record your answers and start playing it to the child, or give them to them, like let them play a football and learn the answers, let them go for a walk and learn the answers. It's an effortless learning, I would say. And yeah, of course, for kinesthetic learners, it is difficult. Max, yeah, we can keep doing. But some kinesthetic learners, you can encourage them to bring certain concepts into flowcharts, certain big answers into picture-oriented diagrams that will help the children in retention. So memory retention will be very high, even though if they forget during the exams, whatever the picture they have drawn while preparing, and that helps them to recollect the answers quickly. And with respect to child studying atmosphere, what I would love to say is allow the child to study in a proper ventilated area. If it's going to be an open space, that's well and good, recommended, which they can connect with the nature. And but more, but try to make them study in a proper light, natural light atmosphere if it possible. It should be very well ventilated. Avoid AC if possible. Let them sit under the fan and study. Worst case, you can go for AC. And before sit to study, don't feed them heavily, and also don't make them strive on hunger. Fill them with their stomach with normal medium food, home cooked food. Avoid until the exams. Try to avoid eating outside, where you can save lot of money and time and energy of the kid for sure. Give them lot of healthy, a lot of veggies and water. This basic, I'm not going to, you all know it for sure. And some children have told me, I love to listen to music while studying. Though some children has developed this way of studying, it is destructive. Some mild, very soothing music is okay, but you can encourage the child to record the answers, and just they can write their notes. By the time they can finish the homework, they can record by listening to the answers. That can be encouraged always. But no, a big no to all jazz and rap musics, which is going to distract them for sure. And mobiles, this I have been telling to parents, and every day in my sessions, in my counseling, in my classrooms, I say, please don't buy mobile to the children until at least until they pass out grade 10. Though the peer pressure is very high, they demand from you, a big no to them if you could. Because we adults no doesn't know how to manage our time. We get lost in WhatsApp chats and all this social medias, and how can we expect a 7-year-old or a 10-year-old or a 15-year-old to concentrated and be focused? It is highly impossible for them, because they don't know how to plan their day. We have to guide them. So it is better, don't buy them mobile until they finish grade 10. Even grade 12 I would recommend, but yeah, it is not possible nowadays. So they learn a lot from social media, that's for the truth. So we have to encourage that kind of learning also, to quench the thirst of different learning styles of the children. So because it is highly interactive, it quenches all the visual, auditory, kinesthetic mode of learning. So it happens, the learning is there for sure, but limit the screening time, and be strict on the screening time for sure. And as parents, give them a 10 minutes time to talk to them about their exams, about their feelings, and acknowledging them. It is okay. I'm again saying it here, parents, please, if you tell your children that how much of a mark your score, I still love you. You will be not judged in a home based on the marks you score. If you could tell this words, affirming words to the children, and that's a great thing. Yesterday my daughter came and told me that one of her peer friends' mom told that the boy has scored 17 and half, it seems, for out of 20, and the mom is saying it's not a good mark. I don't know what values we are creating to them, like what labeling we are doing to the child. And this kind of stress is not at all needed actually. Rather than encouraging the child is getting more demotivated because of such statements and affirmations from us as parents every day. So just acknowledge them that they will not be judged based on their marks, but encourage them to do their best. Make them disciplined. Everyday work, everyday homework, everyday studies is a must. That you can always keep a point on, keep a track on, for sure. And yeah, no social media. I've seen children, they, as I said, they cannot self-regulate themselves. So make sure there is no social media distraction while they're studying. No Facebook, no Twitter of that sort. Keep them away from them. If they, I encourage a child to hand over the phone to you voluntarily, okay, till they finish their studies. Okay, so you can encourage them, build them, like challenge them that, let me see, you're able to regulate yourself, you're going to win yourself. Show that, like, children need challenges. That's why they are falling trap of all this games like momos and other games, like, so they need challenges. Even the Blue Whale is a challenging game, because we don't have challenges in life. It's a very easy life for most of us. Like, they don't face any challenges. So place them to challenges, like challenge them that you can do of 1 hour study without any mobile, without distraction. So give them that confidence, challenge them and motivate them to. And ask them to develop an habit of preparing notes, a small, short, fast-forward notes, I would say, which talks about just the tips, like important points in a particular essay or a topic. If they could revise that alone on the exam day, that would release most of the tension and stress. And refer to the previous year's papers. Writing mock test is the only solution to manage the time and overcome the stress and anxiety. As more number of tests they do, the more benefit they are. In today's world, writing has come down a lot, but still our Indian education system demands a lot of writing. Still the system is not changed with respect to the board exam and central board of education system. So the children are not habitually practiced to write more of tests, and so practice them, help them to practice more mock tests, and by referring to previous year question papers. Let them sit for 3 whole hours and write the test and practice whether they are able to finish the test within that time span. And also help them to affirm them positively, that encourage this positive mindset in the student, that I will succeed, I will be successful, I am focused. So when you constantly say these words to the children, and this gives a lot of affirmation and a subconscious positive mindset, and build a very confidence statements in them, that helps them to face the board exams confidently. This is what you can do as a parent and train them to do every day. As I said, help the children to visualize the success. And finally, before preparing for exams, ask them to take a paper and write out how much mark they really want to score in the coming exams and why. Once the goal is written, there are higher chances it gets manifested for sure. So ask them to write down clearly how much mark they want, and let them do the strategizing and let them do the planning. Once the responsibility is given to them, they will do it well for sure. So nowadays children are very smart, so hand over the responsibility to them, but guide them. Our work is to just guide them and facilitate them. They are smart, intelligent rockers nowadays. So ask them to write down clearly what they exactly want and how much mark they are looking to score. This will help them to get a clear idea and intention, and help them to start preparing from where they want and where they want to go. That's all for today. Thank you for joining me. Hope it all helped you. We'll join soon for more sessions on memory and stress in the coming days. Thank you, everyone. Bye.